What's up, Rangers, and welcome back to another video of me talking about people I hate. A lot of you Rangers have been sending me this woman who is, I guess, a trainer. I mean, who can tell anymore because everyone claims to be a horse trainer these days. I'm guessing that these videos that she's been posting have been pretty inflammatory for me to have had literally over 100 emails. Brittany N Eicher, I believe is her name. Mom, wife, horsemanship instructor, cult starter, saved by grace, is still a work in progress. It's like everyone can learn and everyone can get better. I don't look at people as being completely hopeless, but I don't know. I mean, girl, you must be posting some pretty inflammatory content to the internet for you to have been sent to me over 100 times within the span of like 3 days. Girl, what? Why are you just exploding on him out of nowhere? And this is what I hate so much. I guarantee you this is the type of woman to be like,
you don't understand the context of the situation.
You're the one who posted the clip, so if I don't understand the context of the situation, that's on you, girlfriend. But you don't really need the context for this because there's no situation where chasing after a horse and like yanking on its face, even though it's a rope halter, is gonna teach a horse literally anything. What are you teaching the horse? And then I hate it when all these like dumbass women, back up a horse, I'm big, tough, and strong. And then they're like, yeah, I did something. Did you see that? I did it. No, you did what? You did what? Okay, the only thing you did was burn a couple of much needed calories that needed to be burned. And yeah, you know what? I went there because what even is this? You know what? If you're going to just chase after animals and flood animals and be like a horrendous trainer and then tell other people that this is an okay, acceptable thing to do, I'm gonna go there. Oh my God. And then you have all these idiots in the comments that know nothing about horses. And they're like, oh, all the Facebook trainers here. Wonder how many of the naysayers have actually trained horses, let alone studs. You know nothing about animals. So Jojo, you should probably shut up. This has nothing to do with if a horse is a stud colt or a mare or a gelding. Nothing happened in this video to warrant that. All she did was make a horse fearful and back it up and chase after it over nothing. But let's read what she has to say because she has a caption. It's hard to see, but Clyde thought it might be fun to try and bite me. Where? Where did he try to bite you? I don't believe that this horse tried to bite you. You know why? Because if this horse did try to bite you, you would have absolutely shown that clip to justify this behavior. You're not just gonna cut that out of the video and then be like, well, he tried to bite me, but it was like a couple seconds before. No, girlfriend. That horse did not try to bite you. I think a lot of these women have emotional problems, and that's why they train horses, more so just bullying horses, because they want some helpless animal that they can just take their anger out on. The saying goes, backing cures biting. There's another one. You get 3 seconds to make him think he's gonna die if he bites you. Wow. This woman's not a trainer. Do you think I was too soft or too hard? Before you answer, remember this. Clyde is a stud colt with plans to keep him as a breeding stallion. Oh, great. Great. Another person who should not own a stallion. Also, of note, his owner is the one filming this and fully supportive of when I need to discipline Clyde. That doesn't mean anything. 99% of people that own horses don't know anything about them. Just because an owner is okay with you doing this does not mean that they know anything about this horse or that they have this horse's best interest at heart. If someone is hiring a trainer to train their horses, they should not have a stud colt. Someone who's not capable of training and handling their own studs and stallions should not have them, period. This is flooding. This is literally the definition of flooding a horse. You're just overwhelming him until he literally trips over himself and falls to the ground. And then she thinks that this is like, oh, I'm such a great, amazing trainer. This is what flooding is, people. This is flooding a horse. That's all it is. This is where you just overwhelm them with so much that they don't know what to do and they just shut down. You know, when horses have nowhere else to go, they go up. You're really lucky that he didn't flip over on himself right there. Not to mention the saddle doesn't fit. None of this tack is on properly. And I don't care that she's using a rope halter. She's an idiot. I love how all of the rope is dragging on the ground. Of course, this horse is trying to get away from you because this is now the second time that we have on recording in probably the same training session where she's yanking on his face and forcing him to back up. So he's trying to get away from her. That's why he's rearing up. He's trying to get away from her because he sees her as a threat and pressure, constant pressure. This is not a stud colt trying to be bad. This horse just wants to get away from her because she's probably mentally unstable, which I think is very clear from this video, because nobody's going to chase after an animal like this until they collapse over if they're a sane human being. This is not training. This strikes me as a woman who does not want to look like she doesn't know what she's doing when she doesn't know what she's doing. You know, I've seen this happen time and time again, especially with female trainers that don't know what they're doing and don't know how to train horses. They have this kind of like aggressive fake it until you make it type attitude where if a horse gives them any sort of kickback to the training because they're just bad trainers, they freak out and then they are over the top aggressive or psycho in their response to very normal behavior from a horse instead of understanding the behavior because they're incapable of doing that. They lack the understanding and they lack the experience to know how to handle this. No horse is going to be this afraid of somebody without being beat. I'm sorry. The fact that this horse is running away from her like this is much more than her just yanking on the horse's face. And he's falling down because he's quite literally mentally shutting down. And that's not a state of mind that you can train any horse. This horse at this point that he falls to the ground is untrainable. I mean, you literally have to like give this horse an entire couple of days or maybe week off before he's ready to like be trained again, because horses, once they get to this state of anxiety, just completely mentally shut down. And to anybody saying there was a reason for her doing that, no, there's not, because look, as soon as he stands up after mentally shutting down and experiencing this level of intense flooding, she does it again. She yanks on his face again when he stands up. Why? He doesn't know why you keep yanking on his face. This level of frustration shows that she's emotionally immature and emotionally unstable. And she's just taking her frustrations out on the horse because there is no point in this video where this response would have been necessary. I mean, the only thing I would have done, let's say that the video really was honest in where it started, which I don't believe it was. I think there was a lot more that went on before she, showed this clip of the video that she's probably not wanting to show. Let's take this at face value. If I was working with a horse and they reared up in front of me like that, all I would do is ask them to back out of my space, and then I would probably lunge them around for a little bit, do some basic groundwork exercises, make them move their feet, make them do a little bit of work. But no, I'm not gonna like yank on my horse's face and chase after him like a psycho. I mean, you're not teaching him anything, you're just scaring him. And if I ran after my horse like that, I think I would lose all the trust that my horse has in me as a trainer and a rider, okay? Because you're creating a very hostile environment where the horse is not going to feel safe around you. And this horse clearly does not feel safe around her. Her energy's off, girl. The vibe is off, okay? I wouldn't feel safe around you. I'd get the hell out of there too. This is a person that believes they're a trainer with little to no experience and emotional problems. No, I was not angry. Girl, the fact that you have to say that you're not angry proves to me that you're angry. I was not losing my temper. I was not scared. I was simply addressing his naughty teenager hormone raging behavior. He's scared of you. This has nothing to do with him being a stud colt or him being young. He's scared of you. Any horse would have done the same thing. My horse would have probably reacted the same way in this situation. He thinks he is all that and should not have to do as the human wishes. He needs to get it through his hard head that I will not back off when he's challenging me. He's not challenging you. See what I mean? Like, these people don't even understand horse behavior. I know many folks won't be able to accept that I wasn't angry. Yeah, because you were. You're literally lying to yourself right now, babe. Those that have watched me work with horses know that I don't get angry, but I do dole out consequences for poor life choices. What do you mean? It's an animal. Like, this is what I'm saying. This woman's clearly emotionally unstable and immature. They're horses, dude. You're supposed to be guiding them and giving them direction in a responsible, adult, mature way, and you're just bullying them. That's all you are. You're a bully. I don't use chains, bits, or twitches to abuse horses. I never want to injure any horse in my care, but more than that, I care about human safety. You are making this horse more dangerous. So no, you don't care about human safety. And this is what I mean by ethical language speak that we talk about on this channel a lot. There's a lot of people that pretend to be ethical breeders when they're not, people who pretend to be ethical trainers when they're not. They know like basics of ethical language to try to sound like, oh, I'm this holistic, great, amazing trainer. I don't give a shit that you don't use bits, whips, or whatever. You're still abusing this horse and you don't know what you're doing. And that's unacceptable. And you're trying to use that little bit of ethical speak to make people think that you're actually a good trainer and you know what you're doing. This is not a correction of stallion behavior. This is a young, scared horse, and any other horse that's fearful like this would have reacted the same way, regardless of age, regardless of temper, regardless of stallion. Horses are not fragile babies. They're large, powerful animals that communicate with kicks, bites, and often looking to be the one in charge. He's not looking to be the one in charge. He's trying to leave the situation. And again, you're too stupid to realize that. If he was looking to be the one in charge, he would have actually challenged you. And as soon as you started chasing him, he would not have been backing up in such a fearful manner if he was trying to challenge you. And the fact that you think that is just you trying to excuse how aggressive you were in responding to this very normal situation of a fearful young horse. Watch herds of horses, watch stallions fighting, watch geldings spar, bite, and rear. We cannot allow them to think it's okay to threaten humans. Again, she has no idea what she's talking about, and she's just using this to make the situation seem more dangerous than it is, like this horse is attacking her or something. So it's okay that she was violent in her response to him and over the top aggressive, when that's not at all what was going on here. She's completely trying to gaslight people watching her into believing that the horse is actually the bad one who deserved it, instead of the reality of the situation, which is that she's just a bad trainer and she doesn't know what she's doing, so she takes her anger and frustrations out on the horses. I like how she posted this video as proof. For those worried I'm ruining Clyde, worried he is afraid of the saddle pad, worried he is afraid of me or head shy, here's our saddling session today. Yeah, and he's extremely uncomfortable. How are you this dumb? Are you serious? Like, how are you this stupid? Everything about this horse's body language screams that he's really uncomfortable around you. You can't even like lift up the girth without him trying to move away from you. And he's ridiculously stiff and he's watching everything you're doing. This is not a young horse that is comfortable and has been through proper groundwork and ground training. God help this horse. God help it. He's trying to get as far away from this woman as possible because she's literally nuts. Oh my God. 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 Ah! Shut up. So she also has beef with helmets too. Yeah, guys, she's not smart. She even says that she doesn't make her kids ride with helmets. So 10 out of 10 mom we got here. You know, God help these children and the horses. I don't wear a helmet. For me personally, they're heavy and they block my peripheral vision more than I like. What kind of helmets are you wearing? What kind of helmet are you wearing? This woman is just a liar. This woman's just like a flat out liar, okay? She has no idea what she's talking about. Any properly fitted helmet should not be blocking your peripheral vision. They make me feel overstimulated and distracted. You're always overstimulated and distracted, Brittany. I don't like them. I know the risks. My husband and I have talked about it, and he accepts my opinion and doesn't fuss. Gee, I wonder why. I also don't make my kids ride with a helmet. Mom of the year. A large part of this is because I think that helmets give a false sense of safety. I think that they get people on horses they shouldn't sometimes because they assume a helmet will prevent a major injury. No, that's literally no. I've never met a single person that's like, yeah, let me just go jump on a crazy ass horse that I'm not prepared to ride because I have a helmet on. But you know what? Every single person who doesn't ride with a helmet always has that same excuse. You don't even have any sense of safety or self-preservation. So I'm trying hard to teach my kids safety things like solid, consistent one-rein stopping, teaching them to warm up stronger than they plan to ride so that the horses are calm and ready, teaching them to do more groundwork until the horse looks rideable, teaching them that dismounting and doing more groundwork is more than okay. I have a hard time believing that these kids know how to do groundwork or any of that when they don't even know how to ride. Helmets are okay. It doesn't bother me that people choose them. Why would it bother you that people choose to be safe? Why would that even bother you? But what does bother me is when people get all high and mighty and make rude comments to people who choose not to. I push back against those who want to make mandates and laws about helmets. Nobody is like legislating for laws regarding helmet safety. I think everybody is out here being like, yeah, if you don't want to ride with a helmet and you want to choose to die, like, cool, that's on you. But I think you're just making shit up, Brittany, as per usual. My body, my choice. My family, my choice. My husband and I believe that God has a plan, and when it's each person's time, it won't matter if we are or are not wearing a helmet. He will take us each home at our designated date. You know, I firmly believe in God too, Brittany. And you know what I believe? I believe that God put doctors here to help people for a reason. I believe that God created safety equipment to help people for a reason. Her saying that she believes that God's just going to take her whenever is to me like the crazy ass parents that say that they're not going to take their kids that have terminal illnesses to see a doctor when it would otherwise be cured if they took them to go see a doctor. And then they force their kids to die and suffer as a result of them believing that God's just going to take them when it's their time, so it must be their time. No, God also created doctors. And also, the worst thing that can happen to you is not that you die, Brittany. The worst thing is that you fall off your horse, you get dragged, you get a serious brain injury, or you damage your spine in some sort of way that's irreparable and you're a vegetable, or you're paralyzed for the rest of your life. That's the worst thing that's going to happen. Not that you die. Dying would actually be a very easy, merciful way to go out. God gave all of us the ability to have great safety equipment this day and age for you to use to protect yourself, that you're refusing to do so. So don't blame God for your problems. You don't have to agree. You don't have to like it, but this is my stance and I don't apologize for it. God has a plan. Hashtag. This might actually be the dumbest woman that I've reacted to in a long time, that like I literally cannot watch any more of her videos. They're all rock eaters. There's no getting through to them. Just unfollow and report these videos whenever you see them, so that way the algorithm does not recommend them to other people.